Suicidal thoughts and pathway to happiness. Life can be incredible beautiful, filled with moments of joy, love and connections, but it can also profoundly painful. There are times when the weight of your thoughts becomes unbearable, when we feel lost, trapped, or hopeless. Many people carry this pain in silence, believing they are alone. Today, we are here to talk openly, honestly, and deeply about the contrasts between suicidal thoughts and the journey towards happiness. We bring you six voices, six perspectives, each sharing helpful stories, insights, and guidance. If you are struggling to know someone who is, we hope this message reaches your heart. Let's begin the journey towards understanding, healing, and hope.
It is difficult to explain what it feels like to be consumed by suicidal thoughts. It is not just sadness, it is kind of numbness, a heavy, suffocating, unshakable feelings of emptiness that swallows everything. I remember waking up and instantly feeling tired of life. Not tired like needing sleep, but tired of existing, of breathing, of pretending. Every smile I was forced was a lie. Every I'm okay was a silent scream echoing in my chest. These thoughts didn't come overnight, they built up slowly. Rejection, pressure, loneliness, failure, disappointment, shame, and a constant fear of not being enough. I felt invincible. I felt like nothing I did mattered, like I was fading. I remember staring at the ceiling, wondering if it would be better if I just vanished. I isolated myself, pushing away the people who genuinely cared, convinced that they would be better off without me. But here's the thing, I didn't want to die. I just wanted the pain, the noise, the endless ache to stop. That realization, though small, was very powerful. It cracked the darkness, just enough for light to peek through. It made me question the thoughts. I started noticing moments that gave me relief, even just a little, like music that touched my soul, or the warm sun on my skin, or the sound of someone's laugh that reminded me I was still here. These moments become my anchors, small, fleeting, but real. Over time, those tiny sparks helped me rebuild. I began writing down what I was feeling, and slowly I let people back in. Healing didn't happen overnight, but it started the moment I stopped hiding. Suicidal thoughts may feel permanent, but they are not. They are loud, but they don't have to be in control. And the first step to fighting them is to say them out loud. Speak, share, ask for help. It saved my life, and it can save your life too.
Suicidal thoughts are not a personal failure. They are the symptoms of deep emotion, distress, often linked to a mental health condition like depression, anxiety, PTSD, or bipolar disorder. Our society often teaches us to suppress our pain, to be strong, to avoid talking about what really hurts. But the truth is, suppression may only makes it grow. Their thoughts can stem from trauma, abuse, bullying, loss and neglect. They are the valid responses to unbearable stress. The brain starts believing that ending it all is the only solution. But the mental illness, just like physical illness, is treatable. Therapy, meditation, support, group, they work. Neuroscience tells us that our brain can heal with time and treatment. Suicidal ideation often fades. it's important to normalize asking for help, just like we do for a broken bone or infection. The first step is recognizing you are not alone, and the second is believing that healing is possible. Recovery is not linear, but it is real. Every people who reach out is choosing life, and that is an act of incredible strength.
This is a gift for you.
Thank you, dear.
You know, I have spent so many years studying mindset. It amazes me how much our inner dialogues can either make us or break us.
Absolutely. What we say to ourselves becomes the script of life, and the thoughts become the inner voice.
I always tell people your thoughts aren't facts, they are stories, and the best part, you can rewrite the story.
Yes, I love that. In therapy, one of the first thing I ask is, whose voice is that? Because so often the critical voice isn't even ours. It's the parents, bully, society.
Or even past trauma trying to protect us. But when we accept that we challenge that voice, it's the first crack of light.
Exactly. And once we shift mindset, that's when habit starts to stick. I have seen people turn their lives around just by starting with one thought. Maybe I deserve better.
I say the same. It's not about being unrealistically positive, but being realistically hopeful. Believing that efforts matter, that small steps add up.
The beauty is mindset and habits feed each other. You start thinking differently, so you behave differently. Then that new behavior gives you proof that changes is possible.
Like when someone starts their day with a cold shower, journaling, or just sitting with their thoughts. It creates a ripple effect.
And when that backed with emotional safety, like good support system or even self-compensation, it becomes sustainable.
I have found people think they need motivation to start, but really, action builds motivation. Even on the days you don't feel it.
That's where habit design helps. Make it so easy you can't say no. Like starting with 2 minutes of stretching instead of 1 hour of workout.
True. Atomic habits, right? Stack one habit onto another. Anchor your mindset work into daily rituals.
And celebrate. Even brushing your teeth and smiling at yourself in the mirror counts as a win when you healing.
You know what I think is underrated? Talking to yourself kindly, out loud, like, I'm proud of you for getting up today.
Yes, mirror talk can powerful, especially when rebuilding identity, reminding yourself, I am not broken, I am growing.
What would you say to someone right now who feels like there's no point?
I'd say don't trust the voice that shows up when you're exhausted. It's not telling the full truth. Rest first, then reassess, and remember, you are allowed to ask for help. In fact, it's brave.
Perfectly said. And I did add, your future self is watching. To fight, to believe.
Exactly. Healing is a path. It's not a single decision. And the first step is that we have to think that life is much better.
And it starts now, with one breath, one choice, and one thought. Personal recovery journey. There was a time I didn't think I did make it. I spent nights in crying in silence, morning wishing I hadn't woken up. I lost interest in everything: food, friends, dreams. But one night I wrote a letter to myself. I wrote everything I was feeling, the pain, the shame, the guilt. That letter became the first step towards recovery. I showed it to a friend who held my hand and helped me with finding a therapist. The therapist didn't judge me. They listened for the first time in a long time. I felt seen. From there, my recovery began. I started building healthy habits, journaling, meditating, going on daily walks. I removed toxic people from my life. I read books that inspired me. I reconnected with my family. It wasn't a quick process, but slowly I began to feel alive again. Today, I still face tough days, but I also have incredible days. And knowing that I choose to stay, to fight, to heal, that's something no one can take me from.
Building pathways to happiness. Happiness is about being cheerful 24/7 hours. It's not about having a stable foundation, meaningful connection, and purpose. Start with the basics: sleep, nutrition, movement, etc. Then build emotion routines like gratitude journaling, setting intentions, expressing emotion. Learn to regulate your nervous system through breath work, meditation. Create an environment that uplifts you. Spend time with people who energize you. Disconnect toxic influences like online and offline. Happiness grows from reading. Volunteer. Share your gifts. Engage creativity work. More you give to others, more fulfilled you become. Remember, happiness is not a final destination. It's life cultivated daily. It's possible. Even after the darkest storm, you can build a life where you feel safe, inspired, and genuinely at peace. Thank you.
I know what is feel like to loss of, to feel like no one will understand. But I promise you, this someone does. Someone is out of there praying of you, cheering for you, even if you don't see them yet. Your pain does not make you broken. It makes you human. You are not meant to carry this alone. Please break out to your friend, a counselor, a stranger on a hotline. Let them help you hold this weight. You are not burden. You are blessing. There are better days coming, and you owing it to yourself to witness them. I will see people go to from rock bottom to thrilling. I will see people find love, success, peace, even after a year of suffering. Don't let a temporary feeling steal you permanent potential. There is beautiful waiting for you. Please stay, please fight, because this world needs you. Thank you.
Thank you for staying with us through the powerful stories. If today message touches your heart, share it, talk about it, let the conversation continue. If you or someone you know is in pain, please reach out to them. Help is out there, professionals, friends, family, even strangers who care deeply about you, this family, this life, through the difficult, diverse to the experience that beauty, healing is not just a myth. Happiness is not just a fantasy. Both are possible. Please remember, you are not alone. Your story isn't over yet. Thank you.